we're gonna talk about iTunes U tonight. I know that most of you probably won't use iTunes U for your classes, and I'm not gonna spend very much time even really talking about making courses, but you can make your own course. If you're a high school teacher, you might think about this because it's really kind of cool. So we're gonna talk about what it is, how to view educational content, what courses they have available. They have more than just courses, they have podcasts, they've got all kinds of things. I think it's a wealth of information that most people don't really know. And if you wanna just use it as your own professional development, I'm gonna just show you some stuff that you can use for your own professional development. Then you can create your course, your own course, and I'll show you a course that I created. It took me literally 15 minutes to do this. Now I already had, this was a class that we taught, Cindy and I taught this summer at the Summer Teacher Institute. I just took all the stuff that I had on my website and I just started making this class, and I spent maybe 15 minutes doing this, and it's kind of amazing how quickly you can do it if you've got all the material already. It's web resources and all kinds of stuff, so I just want to show you that briefly. So that's what we're going to do. So what iTunes U is a lot of educational content, and it's not only for just schools, it could be for your personal life as well. There's just so much stuff there. Most people don't even think about it, but you can access a lot of it through your iTunes account on a PC. It's not quite as user-friendly because a lot of the stuff that's there you can't use, like their iBooks and things like that, so you couldn't use those on your PC. But you could at least kind of look through some of the stuff that's there. And then you can create your own digital classes. And I think, like I said, if you're teaching high school, this might not be a bad thing to try sometime. So one of the bad things about creating a course for students is they must have their own Apple ID. Although, I'm guessing that the majority of kids, especially at the high school age, middle school and high school, do have their own Apple ID. So they do have to participate in courses, you have to log in with that Apple ID. You have to have iOS 7 or later, and then you need to have an iPad or a computer to create the classes. I created my class on my iPad, but you can actually create it on a computer as well, and it's very easy it's a lot easier to do probably on a computer, but it wasn't hard to do it on my iPad. So, we're gonna look at iTunes U. I was gonna just take you also to the web if this would go. I don't know if it went or not. But we'll let that go because I'll just get my iPad up here and show you some things on iTunes U. So here's iTunes U. It is a free app. For some reason, Melanie said that she couldn't, through the Apple configurator, she couldn't push that app out. So if it's not on there, when she came up, she said she was gonna put it on. So if it's not on there, it's just really easy, just go to the App Store and just find it and download it. So, what you get, is it okay to have the lights on, or do you want the lights off, or?
Off, maybe?
Maybe off, yeah. Okay, so you have a lot of different things up here. You've got some tabs up here at the top, all categories. You've got arts and architecture, I think that says. Business, communications, media, and then more. Let's just click on more. And then engineering for educators, health and medicine. You got all of these different topics here. So lots of stuff there. They also have, these are featured courses. So this is a great one. Here's another great one. If you just go back here to the Distinguished Educator, it's not, yeah, there we go. The Apple Distinguished Educator Lessons for the Classroom. Let's let that load here. And there's lessons for primary, and these are not necessarily for kids. Well, this one is Learn to Read with the iPad, Weaving Your Web with Charlotte's Web. So there's all these different classes here, courses here, and if you see the tabs, that means it's a course. And these, you can subscribe, they're like podcasts kind of sort of, so you can just subscribe to them. You can also, down here, you can see their course outline and what they're dealing with. and you can only pick and choose the parts that you actually want to take a look at. You don't have to download everything. Some of these cost money, some of them, like I already have Answer Garden on my iPad, so that's why it says open. The ones that have the little cloud you can download, and it just shows you all of these different apps and how to use these apps. Book Creator for iPad, Charlotte's Web, GarageBand. So there's lots of different classes that you can take. And a lot of them are free, some of them cost money, and let me get off of there. So there again, there's primary math and middle school language arts. You've got lesson ideas, apps in the classroom. And again, you wouldn't use this necessarily with kids, but this would give you ideas of what to use with your students in the classroom. And so here's some lesson ideas right here. Okay, so then we have these three tabs: universities and colleges beyond campus and K-12. So of course we always want to go to K-12, but when you go to K-12, what you're going to find is you have all these schools. So these are just schools that are certified schools. Our school is not. We could apply to do it. It's free to do that. But I don't really see a reason to do that right now unless there were a lot of people who wanted to put their courses online. You can put your courses online even without being an accredited school or whatever, and your kids just have to have your code. So, but these schools are all schools that have that, and so these are all public. You can go ahead and use these. So if you're looking for stuff for younger kids, primary, you'd want to be looking for elementary schools. So you can see there's colleges in here, but there's a ton of them, and the quality probably will differ as you look through that stuff depending on the teacher who created it. Okay, so then we have standout courses for iOS, and then you can scroll through all of these. You can see all. There's just a whole bunch of stuff here. Now these are not necessarily having to do with education. We've got learning resources here, and then we've got new and notable, browse academic categories, lesson ideas for using apps in the classroom, courses by language. There's what I was going to do, because Gail Sovic was asking about courses. Well, here's courses by language, and they actually are speaking in that language and stuff, which just blows me away that we have access to all this stuff. Intro level courses for iOS, high school courses, and then you can see down here you've got these other different tabs down here. So I'm going to just say we're going to go to, for the classroom, high school subject materials right here. And I'm going to go into civics and government, because I've already downloaded one and I don't want to have to re-download one. So then I've got all of these courses here, and you can see there's iTunes courses. So these are actual courses where you can actually go through and take a course. You don't get credit for them, but you can actually take a course. But you can also pick and choose. These are collections. And so, for example, we've got the Library of Congress has one on the legislative process. So they've got all of these videos here. You can subscribe to these, or videos or audios, I can't remember. I think these might be audios.
What does it mean when you subscribe?
So if you subscribe, then they're going to download all of these different things. I would not recommend that. I would recommend just going through and picking the ones that you want, because otherwise you're going to fill up your iPad with lots of stuff really quickly. So that's why I would not subscribe to it. And so there's all of these, and I actually downloaded one of them. And so to find that one, I downloaded the house floor one. So if I go to, down here I've got my courses, instructor, and I have that because I've already registered as an instructor to create classes. You wouldn't have that until you do, but you can do that very, very easily. Featured and then top charts. I'm going to go to my courses, and when I go to my courses, you can see here's my legislative process that I've already downloaded, and then this is the one that I actually downloaded right here. And so, let's see what it shows. And this is from the Library of Congress. and it's not gonna work very well. Come on. Oh, maybe I have to turn my volume up. Let's go. All right, well, so you have the idea, I don't wanna sit here and wait for it to load, but, let's see if it'll let me out of here, okay. So I'm gonna go back to my library, and I'm gonna go back to featured. So, those are just some of the different things, the Library of Congress, you've got all these collections here. Remember when we did our pages and we made an iBook? Well, now you've got all these iBook textbooks. Some of them cost money, this one costs $14.99, this one is free, okay? You've got and then you've got books down here, and then they have some apps that they recommend. So here's some apps, recommended apps, writing tools that you can use. So they recommend a lot of different things here with the collection. But I'm going to show you, I wanna show you, another one, because this is absolutely free. This is an amazing thing. It's, let me just do a search. There's also a search bar right up here. E.O. Wilson. E.O. Wilson. Let's go here. So, he has a course called Biology Life on Earth. This course, I've already downloaded parts of this, but this is absolutely free. And so if I go through here, I've got all my learning objectives and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna go back here to my courses, because I already downloaded Biology Life on Earth. And you'll notice that I have this, let me go back. This 537, that means that there's 537 parts to this course that I haven't downloaded yet. And I'm not going to download them, because if I did, it would probably take up every bit of space that I have left. So if I were gonna use this, I would just download the parts that I wanted to use. Now, I could use this in a classroom and have the kids download just one chapter maybe of the book and use the book, because it's amazing. So here's his course, and you always start off with your overview, and it tells you about the course. The instructor will tell you about the instructor. And then here's the important part. Here's the outline. So this is all of the stuff that this course deals with right here. So there's that, and then there's the curriculum correlations, and what's this, sharing life on Earth. So I downloaded one of his books. I'm gonna actually go to the iBooks now. I don't have that open, so hang on, I gotta close that and get back out of there. iBooks. And hopefully we'll be able to find it, because I've got a whole bunch of stuff on here. There we go. Here's his book, and it's just like a book. There's pictures. He's got the captions. There's so you could ask your kids to. There's a video. It's probably not going to work this way. Oh yeah, see, mine's working here. It's not showing up there. But there's this is an iBook that you could use. So you could use bits and pieces of these textbooks in your classroom, especially with the older kids. I think this would be really, really useful. So I'm gonna get back out of that. Let's say done. And like I said, I just downloaded this one section here. Let me go back to my library. And yeah, and well, let's see. I guess it must not be connected again. Let me turn that off. Turn back on. So here's my books. And I actually just downloaded this one here, Discovering iTunes U Collections. And so there's just all kinds of stuff. And I know I have my Life on Earth here somewhere, but I don't know where it is now. So, oh, here it is. So I just downloaded chapter 1 of the book. So iTunes U is a really amazing collection of material for you to use if you are interested. I'm gonna go back out here. Colorado also, if I come back out here, if I come up here to the search bar, and I just type in Colorado, Colorado has its own iTunes U as well. So here we go. So these are all courses, and if you look at them, a lot of them are from like CU Boulder. This one's from CDE, so there's lots of stuff from CDE here. iPads in Education. Here's Fluid Mechanics from Department of Chemical and Biological Engineering, probably CU, I'm thinking. And then iTunes episodes, these would be, I think probably podcasts. And so this is MCAT review and heat transfer, so there's all kinds of stuff that even Colorado has here just for, there's courses, again, iTunes U materials, collections. So there's a lot of stuff there. And I know that it looks like it's mostly for upper grades, but if you look through some of that stuff that we looked at earlier, I think you'll find some interesting things to look at for the younger grades too. Or at least to help you figure out some ways to use different things in the classroom. So, I don't know, any questions about that so far? I'm going to just show you my courses again. So, the course that I created was Technology for Teachers. So I just got a picture off the internet, and then here's the overview. This is a class for teachers to explore technology resources for teaching. Remember, I put this together in like 15 minutes. So here's my instructor information, and then I have an outline. So I did this, I have the ISTE standards. So if I click on the ISTE standards, now I've got assignments. So if I'm over here, I've got all posts. Let's see. If I go over here to all posts, you can see all these different posts. If I just want to see the assignments, there's my assignments. So I click on this, and this is just a link right here. So if I click on that link, it'll just take me right to those ISTE standards. So I put that together. I don't know if I actually made an assignment on that. So there's the ISTE standards. So I'm going to go back to all posts. Here's a discussion. So I have this read and reflect on how you can incorporate these standards into your teaching, and then people can comment. If they are registered in my course, they could comment on this. So I'll go back to the outline. Well, here we are. Yeah. Let's go to ISTE standard. There's a SAMR model. I was able to put videos on here. Come on. Oh, here we go. So here we go. There's a SAMR model, and then I was able to actually put a video. I believe this is a video. But I just linked all these things to the website that I already put together for the class. So it's pretty easy to do. There's the SAMR model right there, and there's a video right here that you can watch on the SAMR model. So that is what creating a class in iTunes U could be like. So you could put assignments, you could put web links, you could have students discuss things and actually go ahead and turn in assignments through this as well. So I don't think I have many assignments in here. Personal learning networks. There's a video right there, and it does say to sign in to see the students' progress, but I don't have any students anyway. Anyway, so that is, if you're interested in learning how to make a course and you want to do one for iTunes U, I would be happy to sit down with you sometime, because I know most of you won't want to do something like that. And so I'm not going to spend time showing you how to do that. So just wanted to show you that you can do that, and if you're interested in it, please let me know. But again, I go back down to the featured or the top charts and check out some of the stuff that they have available, cause it is truly amazing. Do you use it, Christy? Have
No,
you
but
used
this is
it?
a lot, this is really interesting to me.
There is so much stuff
I
here.
just can't believe that it's all, that there's so much free
I know.
ability to have this great free knowledge,
Exactly. You can take, well, there's these Stanford courses, there's these, all of these Ivy League school courses right here that kids could actually do. I mean, you have some kids that are really high level, get them to take some of these courses online. They're not gonna get credit for it, but they are gonna get the knowledge from it. I mean, it's gonna just, I don't know. I think one of the things I wanna do is I wanna learn how to create apps, and I know there's some stuff on here that teaches you how to do that. And I think I may, when I have some time, I'd like to sit down and really try to learn how to make apps. Cause I think that would be so
The second
cool.
top chart is developing iOS 8 apps with Swift
Exactly.
through Stanford.
Exactly, through Stanford,
Yeah.
right. I mean, we have all of these college courses. I mean, really truly, colleges are gonna be, I don't know if they're gonna be obsolete. I mean, we always say, oh, school's gonna be obsolete, because if you had an iPad, technically, you could self-educate yourself. But we would be missing all that social part of it that I think is so valuable. The discussions online are great, but I think that discussions in person are just as valuable, if not more valuable. And so I don't really think we're ever gonna be replaced, but that's what people all over the world are doing. They're taking these online classes for free. They're not getting the degree necessarily, but they're getting all of the knowledge that they need for everything. I mean, so there's so much stuff here, and I hope that you spend some time looking at it. Down here, there's teaching and learning, in those top charts. And I think maybe part of my problem is that I've got this Colorado thing on here, so let me get that off of there. So here's just teaching and learning. I don't really know what this passcode and security settings is. Oh, I see what it is. It's for the iPads in education. So CDE has put together just a whole plethora of stuff even here that, if we all had time to do all this stuff, we have everything right here at our fingertips. So, instead of just Googling something sometimes, check out iTunes U. And even maybe you'll find something that you can share with your kids, even if it's you with an iPad and the Life on Earth, the book, and you just are showing them part of that ebook. This becomes really more important, I think, if you are a one-on-one school where every student has an iPad in their hands, where they can access all of this stuff on their own as well. And I would like to see us get there someday, and I really honestly believe that even if the school district doesn't move that way, that eventually it's gonna happen anyway, because kids are getting these in their hands now, and laptops used to be way out of price for most kids. They're not anymore. You can buy decent laptops for $200-300. And so school supplies, how much money do parents spend in school supplies? We could just say, you have to have some kind of a device and come to school, because are more kids coming with devices, especially in the older grades? Do they have their own laptops? Do they have their own? Do they bring them? Not
I'd
so
say
much.
it's about half. Like my seniors, I would say probably half.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they all have an iPhone,
right.
but not all of them have laptops. We have those carts. I mean, that's
The
what we-
carts,
yeah,
right.
So we use those a lot.
And colleges anymore, if you don't have a computer when you go to college, you're kind of behind. Yeah, they have labs set up and all that, but most college kids anymore, they have to have a computer. And I think it's gonna trickle down where kids are gonna have to have those things. I've been working with the third graders, and we did a step up to writing paragraph today, and the topic was what gift, of all the gifts that you'd like for Christmas, what is the one you'd like the most, and then give your reasons why. And a lot of them put on their iPads, because we've been using iPads in class and everything, and they are just loving them. So, anyway. So I don't wanna spend a lot more time on iTunes U, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. And then I want to share with you just a few things, and then I'm going to let you just work. So, I'm gonna take this off here right now, because the stuff I wanna show you is on the computer. Oh, let me just see if I can actually get to this link to show you that. Nothing going.
Bobby, I think your head is blocking the whole camera.
Oh my god, that's funny.
There it is.
No, Bobby, stay there. Let's see.
I don't know.
Sorry.
It could have been.
So,
You can hear the audio.
Bobby has a really nice head.
Really?
so if you're wanting to create a course, you can go to, just type in iTunes U on your PC, and this is what you will get in, and then you can sign in, and you can create your own classes and things right here. So that's your course manager right there. Huh? Oh, okay. All right. So, what I wanted to show you is, so remember that I'm gonna leave this link on my webpage for like a long time. On your iPad class links.
How did we get to your webpage?
Okay, so you can either go to www.gunnison.net/kpowell,
Oh, right.
okay, and then that'll get you to the website. And then if you go down here to the iPad class, the iPad links, and of course, here's where all the videos are. And then, your homework stuff right here. And then, other resources that I found, so like Kathy Schrock's Guide to Using QR Codes and the Instagrog and templates and time-lapse. And then I've got the presentation folder. So the presentation folder has all the presentations that I did so far, and I'm gonna put the iTunes U one in here. Okay, let me go out of that. And then the mobile assessment tips. So that one was the one that had everything with clickers and Nearpod and all of that kind of stuff on there, okay? This though, I just decided I needed to have another resource folder. So I've been adding a lot of stuff here. So I created an app review sheet. If you're interested in using it, it's for you to use to when you find an app, to put it down, how much it costs, will you use it, things like that. Use it if you want to. This is the Pages version, this is the Google Doc version, and it doesn't work as nicely because the template didn't quite work as nice. There's stuff from every single class. So the very first one was called Settings and Features. So if you click on any of these, they have some hopefully helpful hints for you. So here's the iPad User's Guide for iOS 9, iOS 8. Let me see, am I gonna be tall enough to get out of this? Okay, actually, I needed to be there. Okay, so then like Apptastic was the one where we talked about a lot of different apps. So I've got links on all of those pages. GarageBand, iMovie, I have the ISTE standards here. Here's one on iTunes U. You can check all of these things out. I put this together for mobile assessment, hoping that this would help a little bit. Just about what the different things that we talked about would use, and where are my check marks? Come on, my check marks should be here. So like Socrative, I saw a check mark somewhere. Oh, it might not work, this is a Google Doc and this is, but anyway, they have check marks on here. They have them on my computer, check marks of which ones give instant feedback, which ones give whole class data. So check that one out, and let me see, go to this, So mobile assessment, I've got a Pages user manual here. Using iPads as centers in the classroom. So I put this together, we're doing a family math night next Tuesday, so I put this together for parents because I'm doing a technology part. And I figured if they have iPads, they might wanna know how to put restrictions on their iPads or how to set up guided access. So here's the whole thing on restrictions that you could even give to parents. I have a thing here on guided access. And I'm gonna make these actually, copies and give them to parents. And then the last thing I wanted to show you, well, not the last thing, there's one other thing I wanted to show you, is Family Math Night. I put together a Symbaloo from it, Family Math Night. This is for, let's see, I'm gonna say add this one next. Okay, so this is for numbers and operations. So this is K2 activities, and these are 3-5 activities, and then here's coding activities, and this is a link that goes to the guided practice and the restriction, or the guided access and the restrictions. So if you wanna use these with your kids, some of them are specific activities. So like this one, Coinbox, if you go to Coinbox, it takes you right to Coinbox, and you can just have the kids do this, and then they have to drag the coins and all this kind of stuff. Or you also have options to go to like second grade math skills, where you can pick and choose. So here's skip counting, here's number, here's even and odd numbers, and then within here, there's like a whole bunch of different activities for kids. So if you wanna use any of those, I have that also on there. So there's just little practice things down here. Calculate and enter the answers. Is it gonna be odd or even? Okay. All right. Then I put together one more thing, and I thought I had it on my resources page, but I didn't find it. So let's see. This one here, remember the class that we did with all of the apps towards the beginning? Here's all those apps and what they do. But then I just put together another one, and I thought I had it on this sheet. No, I'm not seeing it. So let me go to my drive.
We can access all of this on your drive.
Yeah, you can access all of this, yes, from that, here we go. Other great iPad apps. This is the one I'm gonna put that on from that website, from that resource folder. Remember that resource folder in there? That's where all of these documents, and I'm gonna put this one in here too. So I feel like I neglected some of the younger kids, so I wanted to show you guys some really cool apps for the younger kids. Storytime. This is free. It is such a cool app. It's like a video chat with books. So like, if you've got some kids, don't write these down because they're all gonna be in your resource folder. You can print them off, do whatever. But, so Storytime is so cool but it really is for 6 and under, but I think you could get away with using it with a little bit older. But they can video chat with grandma or grandpa or mom and dad if they're far away or whatever, and read a book together. You both pick out the same book to read. They video chat through Storytime, and there's over 250 books, and one person controls the pages. They both can sit there and talk about the book, like the kid could read to the grandpa or something, and I just think it's really cool. Let me see if I know I have this app on here. I don't know if I have to log in, and if I do have to log in, I won't remember my login, so, but let me see if I can find what it looks like. Let me see, it's Storytime. Storytime. This is just such a cool app that I really wanted you guys to see this. So here we go, so yeah, so you can sign in, and I can't really, cause I can't remember my sign in, but you can read with your kids over with a video call. Very, very cool app.
So does it actually have the book on there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the books are already on there. There's
Okay.
250 books about. So, yeah, check it out, please. It's just so cool, especially if you've got younger kids. Or if you're a mom or dad and you are on a vacation or not on a business trip or something and you're away from your little one, I mean, it's a great thing to do. So, Me Genius is free. You can get a new free ebook every day, and it can read to you or you can read on your own, and as it reads, the words are highlighted. You can purchase other books for a monthly fee. So you don't have a lot of choices at first, but you get a free book every single day, and so it's kind of another one to check out for reading. I don't know if do you know about the Matific apps? Matific, so as a teacher of mathematics, you've got all these Matific math apps. I've got a math folder here somewhere. Here it is. So these are all Matific ones. There's the GeoBoard, there's Number Rack, there's number frames, number line, number pieces, pieces basic, pattern shapes, and there's one called Math Vocabulary. Math Vocabulary. So for example, if I had a number, you could use this in the classroom, and you can add, now see, I'm going to show you my ignorance in math here, but you can add different, let's see. So as a teacher, you could add these, and you could talk to your kids about, oh, okay, so if I take 5 over here and cover this up, you can make all kinds of math problems with this. This is not one that you'd want to give to kids to use necessarily, but as a teacher and having your smart board, or, well, you can't use it with the smart board, but talk kids through these different apps. Let me see. So there's the one that I was playing around with a little bit yesterday was the number frames here, so I want to add the tens frames. I'm going to add 20 frames. So you've got these little counters that you can put in there, different things. I don't know, all of you elementary math teachers, do you think you could use something like these? So check out Matific. They're kind of hard to find in the App Store. Sometimes I think you might have to go to their website, because it's easier to find their website, and you can download it from there. And then the other thing with the Matific apps, that's their website. They've got teacher's guides, they've got lesson plans, and they've got videos on the teacher's guides. So check out Matific. Bedtime math. This is another really cool one, especially to give to parents, because you get a math problem of the day, every day. And so like before you go to bed, you read a story, but you also do your little math problem. So that's kind of a neat app as well. Hootamath. I really like Hootamath as an iPad app for kids to use. It's very game oriented, but it's very good as far as skills. And Hootamath, but the only thing I don't like about Hootamath is that every time you load a game, it has to play like an ad for 30 seconds or something like that. It's free. So, that's a trade-off. If you think that your kids are going to be very distracted by the ads, then you might not want to use Hootamath, but check it out because it's a really cool math app.
I think that's a Colorado educator made that too.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
Maren Eberly went to the
I was
math.
at the conference with her.
Oh,
and we
yes.
heard- yeah.
And
yeah.
so,
Yeah.
she was telling me about some of these. That's why we
Oh, that's
put those
great.
on there.
Oh,
Then the
cool.
Math Center Learning Apps. Oh, let's see, the Math Center Learning Apps. These are also really good. You can, but again, I think you have, let's just go on the web here and let's just see what this looks like. So, these are the ones that I I'm sorry. These are the Math Learning Center ones. The Matific ones that I was talking about, those are different. Those are, hang on. These are the Math Learning Center ones. Let me see if I can find Matific. Here we go. No, it's not gonna go. Jen Coleman, come on, you can do it.
Jen's like, "It's not me."
I know, it's not you. Oh, there we go. I'm sorry, let's see if this comes up now. Come on. Reflector stopped working. Okay, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, but the Metific ones, I'm sorry, they were something else. There's a science one and a math one, and so check out those Metific ones as well. Let me see, where are we? I don't even know what to click on right up there. So I guess I'll just go to the computer and see which one to click on here. Let's see if it's this one here. Yep, nope, that's not it. Let me close some of these. Let me close that. Let's try this one. Oh, that's not the one I want either. There we go, okay. Remind, I was actually gonna use this app with this class and then I just didn't, but I should have. Remind is a really neat app where you can send text messages to students and or parents. So they don't actually get your phone number. What you do is when you register, it gives you this code, and then you give them that code, and then they text that code to you, and then you do, then it puts them in your class, and then you can have your classes set up, and then you, for example, you've got a party coming up tomorrow. There's a party coming up tomorrow, don't forget the refreshments or whatever it happens to be, and you can send out a text message. They also have a new feature on there where you can chat with students, and you can set up your office hours, so like maybe from 5 to 6 every night, you're available for chat if your students have questions for homework, and they can chat with you. And then as soon as that time limit goes, you set up your office hours, and then it says you're not available anymore. So they never actually have your phone number. They're just going through this app, which is really kind of a neat deal. And I don't know if you actually have to have the app, because it's also online, so you might think about that. With high school kids, it would be really nice to say, hey, don't forget we got a test tomorrow. But I think for younger kids too, I think it would be great for parents if you want to have contact with your parents without having to send them an email, because quite frankly, a lot of people don't check their emails all the time. So, it's kind of a neat app. Remind. Okay, so I was trying to find a better solution for, EduCreations is such a great app, except that it costs money after one thing. So Show Me is a free app, and it's like an interactive whiteboard, and kids can, they make almost like a video. And so check out Show Me. I've got all the links on here. It really is, and they can present lessons, or they can show their learning to you. They can do their math problems, or they can show you what they've learned, and it's kind of neat. Haiku Deck is another one. That's very easy to use. You take pictures and you can put writing with it and make like a slideshow. Bitmoji, I put this one on here just because it's kind of fun. Let's see if I can get Reflector to work. I don't know if I can or not. Bitmoji, I think this would be, okay. I think Bitmoji would be kind of a fun thing to do, like at the beginning of the year, and have each student create his or her own Bitmoji. So, Bitmoji. Well, while I'm here, let me show you. These are the Matific 2 apps. There's one for science, there's one for math, and I'll just show you that really quick. Loading. Okay, so these are your games here and things like that on the math. So you've got all your different topics. And so Matific's kind of a neat one as well. So I was going to show you Bitmoji. Let me see if I can find Bitmoji. There we go. This one I think only goes this way. Yeah, it does. So it's going to look beside. There we go. Anyway, I can't remember my login, but I'll show you some of the Bitmojis that I've made. So you can have, let me go to my photos. I made some Bitmojis like a long time ago. Let's see, it probably would be in. it would be that far back. No, I'm not gonna find it. Well, what you do is, you know what the little emojis are, and then you make one for yourself. And so I made one with, long blonde hair. Let me see if I have it in, it's not in there.
Just so you know, my family and I was playing with this over Thanksgiving.
Bitmoji?
Yeah,
Did you like it?
Is it fun?
it's pretty fun.
I just think it would be kind of fun, like for like a beginning, maybe I have one in here. A beginning of the year kind of little activity. I'm not seeing my Bitmoji that I made, I can't find it. Anyway, I don't know why I don't have it on here. So they are kind of cute. I won't take time looking for mine. So Bitmoji is another one that's kind of fun. What else do I have on here? Chatter Kid is another one that's very similar to that, where you take a picture, the students would take a picture of themselves, and then they could decorate or create a mouth and create stuff all over their face and have their little emblem for the year or something like that. So that's another one that's free. Padlet. We talked about Padlet in our class. Padlet I love, but guess what? They have a new app for the iPad. So Padlet is a really neat, resource that I think, and I hope I can remember my login, because this one is definitely worth showing you guys. Let's just try this password. No. Okay. Maybe I can do it on my iPad, because I do have the Padlet app on my iPad, and let's see if I can find it. Padlet. So I think I'm logged in here, I hope. So you create Padlets. Padlets are, let me go to this one here. These are the ones that I've made. I can have people actually at your desk with your iPads put things up here on the board. But you can also create these kind of Padlets, and you can't do this right now with an iPad, but, well, actually the kids could have this with their iPad. But what I did was, let's classify these animals. If you did this on the web and you were projecting this, you could have students come up to the smart board and have them move animals, like all the mammals are gonna be together. And I'm not gonna be able to do this one right now, but that's what you would do with Padlet. I don't know, Christy, have you used Padlet at all, or no?
No.
We talked about it in our other class, and let me see. So, let's see if this is one that Discovery streaming, some of you guys went to the Discovery, Stevie, you went to the Discovery Ed thing, did they
Yes.
do a Padlet?
No, it was horrible.
They didn't do a Padlet? So this is a Padlet.
Oh,
and
they did do that. Yeah.
So everybody from their own table,
Yeah.
you ask a question and they put in their answer and it pops right up on the
Yep.
board. And now they have an app. And so, but you can use it for a lot of other things, other than just having them do that. Like I was saying, you could have kids, you could pre-populate it and have kids just manipulate things. So Padlet is a really cool app and website to give a try to. Alright, so let me go back out of here. I'm not doing Padlet justice, I know that, because I'm not logged in. So that'll be something I'll have to remember for tomorrow, is to make sure I'm logged into it. Okay. And then, let's see. Where are we? Okay, Padlet. Okay, Seesaw. I have not really used this one very much, but Seesaw is another student-driven portfolio so that they can keep their learning as they go. Mandy Harris uses this with her students, and they put all of their things in their Seesaw account I think she's got an account for the class, and then they keep track of what they've learned. So it's kind of like a digital portfolio that you can share with parents. And so Seesaw's another really cool one to try out. Last time that I was here, you guys were talking about a human body app. Which one do you use? Somebody was, who was using the human body app?
Oh, I have one on my iPad. I can't remember what it's called though. It's like Bio Digital Human
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
the one, yeah, the
Yeah.
bio-digital
Mhm.
human. They don't, if you use a free part, there's different body sections that you can't use, but this is a really cool app that's free. The World Wildlife Foundation together, this is a really, really pretty app. If you're talking about some, endangered species, they've got a lot of different endangered species and they give facts on it, and so it's a really nice app. It's a really well put together app. It's nice, pretty. The math vocabulary, you can choose math vocabulary. Erin, I found this one because how many of you have ever taken a picture or a video in portrait mode, and then all of the stuff, when you're putting it into your movie, it puts it into landscape mode, and so all the stuff at the top and the bottom is cut off, or at the top was cut off in Erin's case. Erin, did you get a chance to use it, and did it work?
Amazingly.
So you can't take the whole video and make it into one, but you can crop the video so you can use the part, like she had, the girl was writing on the board, so all that top part was all cropped out. So she was able to go into that video crop and move where it got cropped so that you could use that video in the iMovie. So it's a free one. That's the best one. I tried like 5 or 6 different ones, and that one was the best. And it's free. So Scholastic apps, if you just Google Scholastic in the App Store, they have so many apps. Some are free, some are paid, but there's some really amazing stuff that Scholastic does as well. And I don't know if you use Scholastic, just the website. I mean, the website has so many resources on it as well. So check out Scholastic and check out their apps as well. You may not want to buy some of them, but some of the free ones would be probably pretty good. And then I threw in some typing apps because I know people want to learn typing. And since our iPad cards have the keyboards with them, you could try some of these. Although there's a couple of them, I think it's tap typing, that actually help kids learn how to type on the iPad without a keyboard, to learn how to, do the tap typing and stuff like that. So you can check out those apps as well. And then I also put some websites on here. If you have kids that are kind of reluctant readers and you're trying to find books for them, or if you are looking for a book, James Patterson has a wonderful website that helps people find books of their interest. Now, you have to pay for the books and all that kind of stuff, but you can go to the library and get the book. This is just kind of a book finder. It's a really cool one. And then we talked about Newsela already, so I put that one on there. Skype an Author. Skype an Author is a really cool one. You can set up a Skype with an author. So you might want to check on what authors there are, the kind of genre and things like that. And scientists, if you type in Google and type in Skype a scientist, you're going to find sites that will Skype a scientist, Skype a artist, whatever. It's really kind of neat. And then I put the Reading Rockets, got so many really good resources for reading, and then Scholastic on there as well. And I know, just kind of overwhelming. On my website here, I also have this a thing called All Things iPad, and so here's just some basic stuff here, but I also have these apps here. So these are my favorite apps, and I'm gonna add the one that I just put together along here, and here's some more great apps for learning. Maybe this is it, I don't know. And then education app recommendations, Apple's app recommendations. So Kathy Schrock, again, I should put Kathy Schrock on there, because Kathy Schrock is such a wonderful website for all things technology, and education. So there's all kinds of, different things here. And then remember we were talking about, this is that app form that we use, and it's not coming up, but, to ask to get apps put on, especially ones that cost money. And I don't know, Sally, has she kind of gotten away from having to get them all approved through her yet, or do you know, you guys just put apps on there and not worry about it?
The free
I know
ones.
if you buy an app though, if you go through Melanie and you're buying an app, she can usually get a discount for volume purchases, so it's worth it to, find people who are interested in an app that, if it costs money, say, hey, would you use this app? And get enough people to justify the cost. And, the last thing I wanna say is, I'm going to talk to Sally about the money that was saved because of the iMovie that was bought and Keynote that was bought. I'm gonna try to talk her into letting you guys buy Pages or Numbers or Keynote on your, or GarageBand or whatever you want, or iMovie on your older iPads that it costs money, and take that money that they got back from Apple and, so that hopefully you guys can put those on your iPads. Questions, comments? I know it's kind of overwhelming, but just remember that all of this stuff is gonna be here. I'm not gonna take it down or anything like that, so it's gonna be here forever. And as I find new stuff, I'll put new stuff into some of those folders and things like that, so check back. Cause I do change things on my website, like I told you guys, I put all this Discovery education stuff on here. So there's how to use the homepage, how to search in Discovery Ed, how to use how to change the settings for video, how to use Board Builder, Discovery Streaming, and Professional Development. Board Builder is another wonderful technology tool that you have available for your kids. Every single one of your students has a Discovery Streaming login. And if you even want them to have that login, they can go at home and log in and watch a movie with their parents or something on a topic that you're studying in class and stuff like that too, so.
How do we get them their login?
Cindy would have all that information for you. She would have all that information. I think that they took everything from PowerSchool and imported it, and so they all have logins now. Every kid in our district has one that they can access from home or school. And so they could all make a board as well. Our sixth graders have made boards, and they really liked it. Board Builder is kind of a neat thing. And Bobby, I don't remember when we did this, but you remember when I was here with Julia?
Yeah.
And we just got Discovery Streaming, I think. And for some reason, you created a board, because I was a member of the Crested Butte School at the time. You created a board. You're the only one that had a board in there. And I said, way to go. That's great. Because it must have been back in 2000, I don't know, 10?
Right. It was a while
So,
back.
Yeah, it was a while back.
I used it a lot. I mean, I used Discovery Learning.
Yeah, yeah. So Board Builder, we kind of forget some of the great things that are available, but that Discovery is a great tool. So I'm done. So if you want to leave, you can leave. If you want to stay, I'll stay and help whoever wants to stay, as long as you want to stay.
I just have a question.
Sure.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope you guys learned something. And if you if you would like to do an advertisement, I'll do an advertisement. But I got accepted to teach this class at the Summer Teacher Institute this summer. So I'm gonna do this class at the Summer Teacher Institute. So if anybody's interested in it and they say, oh, I really wish I would have done the iPad class, tell them they can do it at Summer Teacher Institute. Okay. I don't know the dates yet. I don't know the dates of when I'm teaching it. I just put in the application and it got accepted. So that's all I know so far.
Will it be for 1 credit?
Actually,